for this game with Pittsburgh. Where do they go from here? Do they change? Because clearly the last 2 years it's gotten them close, but it hasn't worked.
Every good or great team I've ever been on has always had a focus that it's about us. Drew always drives home the point day in and day out. Sean Payton always drives the point home that, listen, this is about us. Don't make it about them. Let's play our game, and that'll be good enough.
Right.
I look back to Rex Ryan's comments last week. This team is built to beat the Patriots. That tells me there might be a little too much focus on, hey, we've got to beat this guy in our division. Yes, there's obviously the division focus for every team in this league. But the focus has to be about Sanchez. All your guys putting a game on the field week in and week out that's going to be good enough to beat anybody. If the focus becomes someone else, I think you're never as good a team as you could have been. So where do they go? I think the focus has to reshift to, hey, where do we fall short? Why was the build-up to the Patriots game what it was? Yes, it's a big game, but everyone has big division games, regular season and in the playoffs. I played the Jets a bunch of times when I was with the Pats, and the Falcons game this year could have been for us again in the playoffs. You're
talking X's and O's when you say you're built to win against one specific team. I'm wondering about the philosophy that is Rex Ryan and the Jets. Should they take a step back?
I don't think I was talking about X's and O's. I think Rex talks about mentality, the people he brought in, the DBs, your offensive linemen, the physical matchup that he wants to bring. I think the focus is too much about Patriots. Everything coming out of his mouth. Bill Belichick, I'm not going to kiss his rings. I'm not going to bow down. I'm not scared.
I came here to beat him.
Exactly. Well, no, you came there to win a Super Bowl. And yes, you're going to have to beat Bill Belichick to get to that Super Bowl ring. The focus has to be on the Jets.
Okay, so next year, can they beat Pittsburgh and go to the Super Bowl?
I see this team being back in the mix again.
Yeah.
If the issues aren't corrected, they're going to find themselves short again. And it'll be even tougher next year. Our team figured that out this year. After a Super Bowl run, it's always more difficult than next year. So they could very easily find themselves back in the same mix. They better get their game going. Otherwise, it's going to be the same result.
Okay, first I'm going to look at the bright side. Every player, ex-player that has sat across from me in your seat has said, I would crawl to play for Rex Ryan. So I got to believe in free agency. If they need a pass rusher, which I think they do, they need a running back, which I think they will, they'll probably have the best shot at getting one, depending on what the budget gives. Would you crawl to play for Rex Ryan?
I wouldn't, but I'm also the old school guy that kind of argued, hey, Jay, I don't care if you have a torn ACL, at least try to get out there. You know, obviously we don't know what's there, but for me, I don't want a coach that's constantly running his mouth. I want a coach that loves me and that supports me and that's going to teach me. But I don't need a coach that's out, you know, flaunting what we think we can do all week long.
I'm glad and happy to hear you say that. But
that's a departure from what we've heard.
It's the first one, and I applaud you for saying that.
But I'm also against the touchdown dances. I'm also, listen, I am a team guy. I am a Drew Brees type guy. Listen, it's about us.
I am with you on this, which is why I believe the New York Jets can be contenders again next year, but I think it's going to be a whole lot tougher because the worm is going to turn on Rex Ryan. All the comedic press conferences at midweek, all the bluster, all the bravado, all the big bad statements, all the I am the face of this franchise. What goes around in this league comes right back around full force to bite you in the behind, right?
Very much so.
More than any league to me. So the bigger you are, the harder you fall, and the more you talk, the farther you have to fall. And I'm just warning the Jets, as I have all year, that you're asking for it. You're going to have more to back up next year. Even though everybody wants to play for Rex, everybody wants to beat the heck out of Rex, too.
And
the target gets bigger on the back every year.
Everybody in this league is a competitor. You get here because you are an A-plus competitor. Why inspire people more? Because people week to week can be inspired to play greater. We're all human. We could all fall short week to week. Don't give people that bulletin board material that just makes them want to beat you that much more.
Don't write bigger and bigger checks that your team, your players can't cash.
Because he ultimately doesn't have to cash any of those.
Heath,
he does.
What is it, though? What does it say about the present-day player? And I know that you're not in that group, but there are so many of them that absolutely love that style and can't wait to be a part of that.
Well, I think it's this world that we live in that's me, me, me. Look at me. Look what I just did. Where I think the great teams, our team last year, the Patriot teams I was on, it wasn't about me. It was about what can I do to make you better? What can Bill Belichick do to lay down, sacrifice, whatever he has to do to put our team in a better position to win? End of story.
Yeah. Ben talked about that afterwards. You know, Steelers win as a team, lose as a team. It's about the group.
They're the perfect picture of it.
That's going to do it for third down. Coming up in fourth down, Las Vegas already has a line for Super Bowl 45, and they have the Green Bay Packers as a 2.5-point favorite.